How many times did you say I'm fine today? Be honest. When your boss dumped extra work, I'm fine. When your friend asked about that breakup, I'm fine. When your mom called and you were literally crying 10 minutes earlier, I'm fine. I said it 27 times yesterday, and I realized something terrifying. I wasn't fine. I hadn't been fine in months. But I had trained myself to say those two words on autopilot. So I did something stupid, something vulnerable, something that terrified me. For 30 days I stopped saying I'm fine. Every time someone asked, I told them the truth. And what happened completely broke me, then rebuilt me. This is what happened when I got honest. Before we get into my experiment, we need to understand why I'm fine is such a problem. There's this thing happening in our culture right now. It's called toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how difficult or painful a situation is, you should maintain a positive mindset. Sounds good, right? Except it's not. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that suppressing genuine emotions actually increases stress hormones and weakens your immune system. You're literally making yourself sick by pretending to be okay. Dr. Susan David, a Harvard psychologist, puts it this way: discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life. But we've been taught that discomfort is failure. Look at your social media. Good vibes only. Don't worry, be happy. Choose joy. These phrases feel supportive, but they're actually telling us your real feelings aren't welcome here. And the result? We've become a generation that's lonelier than ever, despite being constantly connected. More anxious than previous generations. Completely disconnected from our own emotions. Because when you can't say I'm not fine, you stop even feeling not fine. You just go numb. I was numb and I didn't even know it. So I set some ground rules for my 30 days. Rule 1: every time someone asked, "How are you?" I had to answer honestly. Not dramatically, just honestly. Rule 2: I couldn't volunteer my struggles unsolicited, only respond to the question. Rule 3: I had to note their reaction. How do people actually respond to honesty? Rule 4: journal every night. What did I say? How did it feel? Day 1, 9:47 a.m. coffee shop. Barista, how's your morning going? Normal response: good, thanks. What I said: actually, I'm really tired, didn't sleep well, but this coffee will help. She looked at me for one extra second. Then she smiled, a real smile, not the customer service smile, and said, same. I've been here since 5 a.m. and I'm running on fumes, want an extra shot on me. I got free coffee for being honest. That should have been my first clue that something was shifting. But here's why this matters beyond free coffee. There's fascinating research from Dr. Brené Brown at the University of Houston. She studied vulnerability for 2 decades, and here's what she found. When you share something authentic, especially something uncomfortable, your brain and the listener's brain actually sync up. It's called neural resonance. The listener's mirror neurons activate. They literally feel what you're feeling. And here's the magic: their brain releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is the bonding chemical. It's what makes you trust someone. It's what makes you feel connected. When you say I'm fine, you're faking, and their brain knows it. No oxytocin. No connection. Just 2 people performing social scripts at each other. But when you say actually I'm struggling today, their brain leans in. They feel something. They trust you more. I learned this in the lab, but experiencing it, that was different. By day 15, something unexpected happened. I wasn't just telling people I wasn't fine. I was feeling that I wasn't fine, and it was overwhelming. I had spent years, maybe decades, pushing down anything uncomfortable. Sadness, push it down. Anger, not allowed. Fear, pretend it's excitement. But when you stop saying I'm fine, you have to actually face what's underneath. And underneath for me was grief about a relationship that ended years ago that I thought I was over. Fear that I'm not where I should be in life. Exhaustion from pretending to have it all together. Day 17 was the hardest. A colleague asked how I was doing at lunch. Normal setting, normal question. And I just started crying right there in the cafeteria with my sandwich. I said I'm actually really not okay today. And she didn't run away. She didn't look uncomfortable. She sat down and said, tell me. For 20 minutes, I told her things I'd never told anyone at work. And at the end, she said I felt exactly that. I just never had anyone say it first. That's when I understood. We're all waiting for someone else to be honest first. We're all performing fine while desperately hoping someone will see through it. But not every reaction was beautiful. Some people hated it. Day 8 family dinner. Aunt asks how work is going. I said honestly, it's stressful. I'm feeling a lot of pressure and imposter syndrome. She literally paused, fork halfway to her mouth, and then changed the subject to the weather. Day 12 friend from college, how's dating life? I said, lonely. Actually, apps are exhausting and I'm not meeting anyone organically. Response nervous laugh. Oh, you'll find someone anyway. Did you see? Here's what I learned: some people cannot handle honesty. Not because they're bad people, because your honesty forces them to look at their own dishonesty. If you admit you're struggling, they might have to admit they're struggling too, and they're not ready for that. Dr. Brené Brown calls this the vulnerability hangover. When you share something real and the other person can't meet you there, you feel exposed and ashamed. I had several vulnerability hangovers days where I regretted being honest. But here's the thing: the people who stayed those relationships transformed. By the final week, something had shifted. Not just in my conversations in me. Day 24, same coffee shop, same barista from day one. She asked, "How are you today?" And I realized I didn't have to decide what to say. The honest answer just came. "I'm actually pretty good, still tired, but good." She laughed. Honesty and improvement. Love to see it. Day 26, my mom called. She asked how I was. I said, "I'm a little anxious about this video. Honestly, putting myself out there is scary." And she said something she'd never said before: "I'm scared too every day. I just never told you because I didn't want you to worry." We talked for an hour, really talked for the first time in years. Day 29, the colleague from the cafeteria. We've started having lunch every week. She told me you being honest that day gave me permission to stop pretending. I told my husband I was struggling. We're actually in therapy now, and it's saving our marriage. I cried in the cafeteria again. So after 30 days of not saying I'm fine, here's what I know. One, I'm fine is the loneliest phrase in the English language. It sounds like connection, but it's actually a wall. Two, most people are waiting for permission to be real. When you go first, you give them that permission. Three, some people will walk away, let them. The ones who stay will love you more than you ever knew was possible. Four, you cannot heal what you cannot feel. By pretending to be fine, I was keeping myself stuck. The only way out is through. 5, being honest doesn't mean being a burden, it means being human. There's a difference between trauma dumping and simply saying I'm not okay today. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, every time someone asks how you are, tell them the truth. Not dramatically, not oversharing, just one honest sentence. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm lonely. I'm actually pretty good today. See what happens. Notice who stays. Notice who leans in. And then come back and tell me in the comments, what happened when you stopped saying I'm fine? I'll be reading every single one. You're not alone. You never were. You were just surrounded by people who are also saying I'm fine. Let's stop. And if you want to go deeper into why we pretend so much in the first place, make sure you watch the next video. I spent 30 days completely offline, and what I discovered about my own brain will shock you. Click the video right here to watch I Quit Social Media for 30 Days, the dopamine detox results. I'll see you in that one.